Well, good morning and welcome to beautiful Woodbine Mohawk Park and a gorgeous morning for harness racing, baby race style. 2-year-old qualifiers, the first of 2 full weekends slated here at Campbellville, Ontario's 7/8 mile oval on, again, what is a beautiful morning for the babies. It is the Rookie Showcase, our first installment of 2024 here on COSA-TV. And we welcome you trackside. Greg Blanchard, Mark McKelvey, pleased to bring you the action this morning. It's going to be a busy one, Mark. 14 races in total, evenly split amongst trotters and pacers. Some high-profile individuals coming from a variety of the sport's top stallions and from a variety of last fall's yearling sales, all congregating today. And we're going to get our first look at the next wave of potential superstars.
We absolutely are, and it's a wonderful morning. You can't beat this. The sun is absolutely shining. The temperature continues to climb as we go by the minute, as we get set to kick off today's action. You talk about the future stars and the horses we'll be watching for today. I'm always intrigued by those first crops from the new stallions. Green Manalishi, I see we got a Poppy Rob Hanover in. So last Saturday, it was kind of just a brief appetizer when it came to the baby races. There was just 19 2-year-olds entered, but some nice performances. I thought a few of those are back here today, but for the most part, a complete slate of debuts coming up here this morning.
It's going to be fun. We'll go race by race throughout the morning, and we'll dive into some of those pedigrees. We'll talk about those first crop stallions and the upcoming stake schedule, as the 2-year-old stake season is just around the corner as well. Grand Circuit Stakes action, of course, in full swing at this venue, and tonight Pepsi North America Cup eliminations amongst others, and we'll talk obviously more about that as well. Right off the top, we want to welcome everybody tuning in today. Big thank you to all of our sponsors helping make this coverage possible over the next 2 weekends as well, and we'll recognize them throughout the afternoon as well. Everybody who's tuning in today and next weekend, you'll have a chance to win the quarter zip hoodie, compliments of the London Classic yearling sale. It's a nice prize. We're going to be giving that away next week. So everybody that's tuned in today, watching online, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of the coverage. Let us know what you think of the babies you see on the track. And again, next week, following our coverage, we will be drawing for that online, and we'll announce the winner of the London Classic quarter zip. Nice prize.
Absolutely, it really is. And here this morning, it's also not just really the full launch of baby races. We've also got our owner's breakfast going on upstairs in the dining room here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. So we want to say a big good morning to everybody that is joining us on track. It looked like a good turnout as people were starting to stroll in. They're going to enjoy a nice complimentary breakfast and have a great spot to view all of today's action.
There's a look at the lineup for qualifier number 1 this afternoon. Field of 7. We'll be on the pace for the first of our 14-pack. We'll have a couple of breaks in the coverage today, a couple of quick intermissions, and give the track crew time to do a little bit of maintenance, get things ready to go later on today. Here in the first tilt, some real nice pedigrees that we're going to talk about. Talking about exciting new stallions. We'll see one of the first Poppy Rob Hanovers in action here, number 2 starter, Mighty Duke. You've got a son of Sweet Lou here, the number 4 Romantic Lou. So right off the bat, I would say a really interesting one to look at.
Absolutely, it really is. And Poppy Rob Hanover, I mentioned it right off the top. I was a big fan of him when he was out on the racetrack, and unfortunately his racing career got cut short. I believe it was right after he won an elimination for the Adios, where he went just a huge mile over the meadows. That ended up being the end of his racing career, but that doesn't have to be the end of his contribution to standardbred racing, because now he moves on as a stallion, and we saw a lot of intrigue last year at the yearling sales for the Poppy Rob Hanovers, along with his arch nemesis, Tall Dark Stranger. So I'm excited to see number 2 Mighty Duke, who is from that first crop. Poppy Rob Hanover was a $90,000 yearling. Just looking through the group, though, there's plenty of bloodlines that catch your eye and certainly stand out. One of them that caught my eye is number 1 Bruno No, who the dam is a half-sister to the champion Lady Shadow, and this dam as well has produced 4 winners, with 2 of them already making over $200,000. Her name being Winback Alice. So Bruno No, a lot of no's in there. Will look to live up to what's already been a nice line going.
Yeah, and this one is a half sibling to Armor Sealster, a very familiar face on this circuit. a past Ontario Sire Stakes competitor and winner of $240,000 in his career. A nice fast record of 49-1. Azier Seelster, another sibling, $241,000 on her card. This one is the son of All Bets Off. We'll have post one, and Gabby Sasso does the training in this one. Jody Jameson will be on board this morning. Mighty Duke, the next door neighbor, Poppy Rob Hanover. This one, a $90,000 purchase last year out of Harrisburg.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I was keeping my eye out this morning was would we see some big tickets at $90,000 is nothing to sneeze at. That is a nice price to sell for a yearling and was sold stateside at the Harrisburg sale, as you did mention. The next biggest ticket was number 6, Time Passer, who sold for $75,000. A Better's Delight colt out of the Lexington sale goes for trainer Dave Maneri. I know we'll talk about Better's Delight throughout the morning, but I was reminiscing last night with a few folks here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. When I say reminiscing, I was pretty young when he won the North America Cup back in, I think it was 2001. But now we're in 2024, Greg, and I think he's got 5 or 6 sons that are racing tonight in the eliminations. Just one of the most incredible stallion careers we have ever seen, and Better's Delight, again, will be represented here this morning.
Yeah, and in fact, right now he is the leading pacing sire in North America once again, and by far, when you look at number of starters, overall earnings in North America, by far and away the top stallion in the sport for 2024. So it's incredible to see him, sustaining the production as long as he has, and no signs of slowing down. And you see him all over this qualifying session this morning.
Yeah, you really do, and I know there were some health issues that have popped up for Better's Delight, so hoping again that everything is clearing up. And again, as he gets into this stage in his life, you just want him to be able to live happy, because his contribution to the sport, like we said, has been incredible, and I always appreciate those updates. I know the team from Winback, Pat Woods, probably here this morning, or at least tuning in. They were always providing through social media.
And you'll see, sons of Better's Delight all over the qualifying session this morning as well. They've become accomplished stallions in their own right, so that legacy will live on. Well, we're getting the first of our competitors making the way from the paddock location, so we'll get a look at them coming out onto the track here momentarily. Some of the others that we want to have a look at here, son of McWicked, named Corporate Business, your post 5 starter in here this morning. This is another one out of the Harrisburg sale. We'll have to keep an eye on the drivers. Some of the guys are listed on multiples here, and we see Jody on the number 3 in here, 5th and 5. So he is on the number 3 in this spot, and it looks like that's Bob on the number 1, Bruno. No.
That's going to be a tongue twister.
Yeah, we're going to have to be careful on that one. Bruno, no. And Mark is going to be calling the action this morning for us as well. And there they are on post parade. There is 5th and 5, the son of Better's Delight, out of the All-American native mare Filou Fly Fast. This is the first foal from the mare. That one will be selling at Bulldog Hanover sibling this fall. So
there you go.
If this one shows up on the racetrack, you've got to be excited about that prospect this fall.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the London Classic Yearling Sale, did I see the sale roster already? It's been released for coming up in October. So that's exciting already to start looking ahead at what could be selling. And like you said, their value is going to continue to increase over the next few months.
265 entered for the sale this year, so a really nice number, a lot of high quality. Speaking of Bulldog, 12 Bulldog Hanovers, and one of the newer Ontario stallions, Cattle Wash, well represented. I think 33 yearlings going through the ring this fall from him. So
Cattle Wash was a very speedy performer, so I'm excited to see what his offspring might bring to the table, but instead we'll today at least focus on who's here in 2024, and the horses are out on the track like you mentioned, and Jody Jameson had quite a few choices here in this first qualifier, so that was something to note. We've got those driver changes all noted here, but I know our crew's going to do a good job and try and get a look at each of the horses as they come out onto the track, and it isn't like your typical race night where they're going to come out in post-parade order, right. But we'll do our best to get a visual of all the rookies. As we know, a lot of the owners who probably can't be here this morning, could be across the world, are tuning in here today. Excited to see what these horses will bring to the table for many the very first time.
So there's a look at Time Passer. It'll be James McDonald teaming up with trainer David Maneri on this one. One of the 2 Better's Delight offspring in the field. $75,000 purchase last season in Lexington. And Maneri McDonald, formidable combination here when it comes to this time of year.
No doubt about it, and they'll look to team up tonight and have success in the Fan Hanover elimination with It's a Love Thing. She has just been a lot of fun to watch here locally, and for me, you look at what she did last year, winning the She's a Great Lady, a great run that was pretty much, for the most part, all held right here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. She did go down to the Breeders' Crown at Hoosier Park, but I think she's right up there as probably the best 3-year-old pacing filly in North America. Geocentric's going to be here tonight as well. We haven't seen her here on this side of the border before, so I'm excited when these horses do finally get together to see them clash, but it just shows we got a lot of talented rookies that, you know, they might be debuting today and a year from now might be racing on this stakes elimination weekend.
Yeah, that race in particular, one of many, frankly, that get a bit overshadowed by the NA Cup. Of course, that's a signature event here and with the big purse, but this is a year that, I'm as excited or maybe even more excited to see that filly clash and that potential clash in the final of that event, as excited as the Pepsi NA Cup.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, and there's going to be 2 good eliminations held tonight, and then that'll tee up the final 6 stake races on the card, but you're right, the NA Cup does get the top billing. A race like the Roses Are Red had the eliminations last night. It was a good showdown between those pacing mares setting up a nice final, so this is a real fun time, whether it's in the morning or at night here in Campbellville.
So there's a look at Mighty Duke on screen as the starting gate's getting set to move into position. So Mark will be standing by with the call of this opener. Mighty Duke again, a gelded son of Poppy Rob Hanover, Ben by Erjan Training. Brother Mario is going to be in the driver's seat today. Sibling to a pair of $300,000+ winners and a $90,000 Harrisburg yearling purchase from last season. So here we go. It's the first of 14 2-year-old qualifying races this morning on the pace. And here's Mark with your call of race number 1.
All right, thank you very much, Greg, and once again, a good morning to everybody that is joining us here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. A special hello to all the owners that are joining us for our annual Owners Breakfast up in the Harvest Kitchen. First of 14 is getting set to go as we've got 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings to kick things off. And from the inside out, 1 is Bruno. No. Bob McClure will drive. 2 is Mighty Duke with Mario by Argent. 3 is 5th and 5, Jody Jameson. 4 is Romantic Lou, Sylvain Filion. The 5 is Corporate Business, Tyler Borth. 6 is Time Passer, James McDonald, and 7 is Nobody's Hero, Tyler Jones. So as is tradition with our 2-year-old qualifiers, the gate does pick them up early in the backstretch, giving them that gate experience. First of 14 on this beautiful Saturday morning. Temperature right now sitting at 17 degrees Celsius. The track is fast, and the sun certainly making its way through what isn't very much cloud cover here this morning in Campbellville. So we're set to go. The first of 14 horses are in behind the starting gate as the gate makes its way to the top of the stretch. Gate picking up speed, and here they come for the first. And they're off and a pacing. A pretty even beginning here as 5th and 5 tries to get on out of there from post 3. Driving down the center is going to be Romantic Lou. Outside pair, Corporate Business and Time Passer going to the upper half. Towards the inside is Mighty Duke. Down at the rail is Bruno. And then we go back to Nobody's Hero. They head into the first turn. 5th and 5, Jody Jameson get to show the way. Romantic Lou will pocket up. 2 lengths going back to Mighty Duke in third as they make their way towards the opening quarter. So 5th and 5, a Better's Delight colt leads them past the opening panel. It comes up on the board in 32 and 1. So 5th and 5 is in control as they move into the backstretch. Racing second is Romantic Lou. Mighty Duke is then spotted in third, 3 lengths or so, going back to Corporate Business, who races in fourth. Time Passer tracks that one in fifth. A couple of lengths then going back to No. And then our trailer up the backside is Nobody's Hero. No change in order through the second quarter as they make their way towards the midway point. 5th and 5 off a 32 and 1 opening split. Leads it by a length and a half as Romantic Lou is right up on the helmet. The half was hit in 102 and 4. So they head on to the far turn. It's 5th and 5. Jody Jameson continuing to chop things out. Romantic Lou in second. Then we're going back to Mighty Duke, who is in third. Racing in fourth is Corporate Business. Time Passer is still there in fifth. Bruno, no. And then at the back is Nobody's Hero. They're They're halfway around the far turn and off stride on the lead, went 5th and 5. 5th and 5 made a break approaching 3/4. So Romantic Lou will inherit the lead, 1:33 for 3/4, and they'll come to the top of the stretch. It is Romantic Lou who has the advantage. Back in second now is Mighty Duke. To the outside comes Corporate Business from in third, and that one is rushing up nicely now and sweeping up towards the lead. Time Passer will follow as well as they come into the final 1/8 of the mile, and the battle is on here between Corporate Business and Time Passer, who flips off that one's back, and it's Time Passer on the outside. Corporate Business is battling at the inside as these two will come right down to the wire. Corporate Business at the rail. Time Passer on the outside got it. 5th and 5 recovered to get third. 4th was Bruno No. Time of the mile 2:02 and 1. Knew that was going to happen.
And the winner of qualifier number 1, Time Passer, able to stay on the helmet for much of the stretch, pops out into the 3-wide path late and picks off Corporate Business. Both of those two closing well at the end. 2:02 and 1:59 and 2 back half speed in the first of our 14 here this morning. Time Passer, son of Better's Delight, James McDonald on board. This one owned by Maneri Racing, along with William Hart, Scott Dillon, and Mike Guerrero. They share in the ownership. This guy getting his young career off on the right foot this morning, 2:02 and 1. Time for our first commercial break. We'll be back with more of the Rookie Showcase in a moment.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair District Agriplex. Recent London sales standouts include O'Brien
And we are back after a short intermission break to resume day 1 of the Rookie Showcase, 2-year-old qualifying races. We are coming to you live from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Greg Blanchard and Mark McKelvey. Mark doing a bit of double duty today, calling the action as well. It's been fun to watch so far. We talked about it off the top. You're not going to see those real huge fast miles at this point. You'll see some of them come back next week and probably step up their speed a couple of seconds. However, Qualifier 5 did produce our fastest of the morning and a pretty good final quarter in there as well.
Yeah, it was sub 28 speed on the kicker there for a 1:58 and 1 mile. And yeah, that's what we'll see. We'll see some good final quarter speed. Just looking at the way the flags are going right now, looks like it's coming into their face a bit when they're coming down the lane, so that might slow it down just a tad. But otherwise, I think it's a very ideal morning here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, as we've got 5 down and still plenty of action to go as the horses are out on the track for qualifier number 6.
There's number 2, Exquisite Taste, in this trotting contest, where 7 of them are scheduled to go post-race. This is the only one that has been behind the gate already in qualifying action. Was a winner here on June 1st from just off the pace, 2:02 and 2 on that day. Eric Nadeau trains this one. Louis-Philippe Bois will drive a Resolve filly, $34,000 yearling purchase last year from the London Classic sale. So there's one that could step up the time a little bit here this morning, and we'll see if some others might be ready to go and compete with her at first asking.
I will say last weekend Louis and Eric teamed up with 2 trotting fillies that both looked fantastic. Exquisite Taste, you had mentioned, one in 2:02 and 2. Their other starter last week was a filly by the name of Bright Green, a daughter of Green Manalishi, and Louis kept her buried till about the last 16th, and then she came, got some racetrack and really devoured it coming to the wire. She finished up in 28 and 2. She'll go forward in qualifier number 10. That's one that I certainly had pegged to keep an eye on for later today. So they got a couple nice fillies. Does the team of Waugh and Nadeau, and we'll see what Exquisite Taste can do in take number 2 coming up here.
You mentioned Green Manalishi, 4 fillies by that sire in this contest, including the one we're seeing on screen, number 5, Little Sweet. And this one will be driven by James McDonald, trained by Dave Maneri. They've clicked for a winner already today. And this one purchased out of Harrisburg last fall for $35,000. The mare has been a very good producer. She's had 9 foals. 8 of them have made the races, including a pair of $100,000 plus winners. Little Sweet, as mentioned, one of 4 Green Manalishis in the field, and that stallion had a 1-2 finish earlier in today's session as well. There's Exquisite Taste, the number 2. Couple of homebreds in the field. Number 1, Massive Motion, Muscle Mass filly, owned and trained by Cassandra Court of Mirabel, Quebec. And the number 4, Silver Manalishi. This one was bred and is owned by the Silver Stables of Quebec as well.
Sticking with the Green Manalishis, there was a quick look at number 7, Monalishi for trainer Blake McIntosh. $28,000 yearling was that one going through the Harrisburg sale. Out of the RC Royalty mare, Pretty Philly G, and she is a full sister to Royalty for Life, who was a champion winner of $1.6 million. So some nice bloodlines here. This is going to be the 4th foal for Pretty Philly G. She's had 3 previous. 2 have made it to the races, and now Monalishi will qualify for the first time.
Number 3 is Tricky Trish. Getting a look at that one. Mario Bayerjon teaming up with brother Ben, who trains. This one's owned by Hunt Racing of Pennsylvania. Trixton Philly, who's a sibling to the $704,000 winner, Market Rally. Some nice-looking young trotters here as we resume on day 1 here of the Rookie Showcase. 7 of them lining up behind the starting gate. And once again, here's Mark with the play-by-play.
All right, time to resume with today's action. Qualifier number 6. It's 2-year-old trotting fillies that are lining up, and from the inside out, we've got Massive Emotion with Paul McDonnell. The 2 is Exquisite Taste, Louis Waugh. Next up will be number 3, Tricky Trish with Mario Bayarjan. 4 is Silver Manalishi. That's Sylvan Filion. 5 is Little Sweet, James McDonald. 6 is Baden. That's Tyler Jones driving. And 7 is Monalishi. And that will be Jody Jameson to do the driving. So the sires here. 1 Massive Emotion is a daughter of Muscle Mass. 2 Exquisite Taste is a daughter of Resolve. 3 is Tricky Trish, daughter of Trixton. 4 is Silver Manalishi, daughter of Green Manalishi. 5 Little Sweet, a daughter of Green Manalishi. 6 is Baden, that's Green Manalishi as well. And 7 is Monalishi, also a daughter of Green Manalishi. So well represented here. Group of 7 for qualifier number 6 as the gate nears the top of the stretch. Gate picking up speed, and here come the 2-year-old trotting fillies for our 6th qualifier. And they're off and trotting. A pretty even beginning here. Baden towards the outside is flashing a little bit of early speed. Down the center goes Silver Manalishi, and then to that one's inside is Exquisite Taste. On the outside, Monalishi is going forward for Jameson. Down at the inside, 5th is Massive Emotion. That one will then be followed by Tricky Trish, and at the back is Little Sweet. So as they go into the first turn, they're 3 deep for a moment as Monalishi will look to work around, trying to get up to command from Silver Manalishi. Baden took back and dropped in 3rd in front of Silver Manalishi, Exquisite Taste, then followed by Massive Emotion, going back to Tricky Trish, and at the back is Little Sweet. Opening quarter was 32-2. So as the trotters straighten out into the backstretch, here's Monalishi on the lead for Jody Jameson, and this one stretches out the advantage to about 2.5 lengths. In 2nd is Silver Manalishi, then 3rd is Baden, followed up the backside by Exquisite Taste in 4th. Massive Emotion is then in 5th, 3 lengths going back to Tricky Trish, and at the back of the pack is Little Sweet. Field of 7 is nearing the midway point, and it continues to be Monalishi who gets to carry the baton, is by the half in 103-2. That was a 2nd quarter in 31 seconds, and as they go on to the far turn, it's Monalishi still with a loose lead of 2.5 lengths. Racing in 2nd as they hit that far bend is Silver Manalishi. 3rd is Baden, then in 4th as they're midway around the far turn is Exquisite Taste. Going back to Massive Emotion in our final pair, we had a breaker, maybe a little interference at the back, so those Those two are out of it as they come to three-quarters, and it's going to be Mona Lishi by that marker in 1:33.1. So they'll spin for home after a nice third quarter there of 29.4. It's going to be Mona Lishi into the lane, who tries to finish the job. Silver Manalishi between horses Baden, and Exquisite Taste gets unleashed now, and that one is rushing up on the outside. Mona Lishi with the lead, and here comes Exquisite Taste on the outside, getting a little bit closer. 16th to go. Mona Lishi outside Exquisite Taste. Baden back in third. Mona Lishi looking to hold on, and wins it by a head. Second was Exquisite Taste. Third was Baden. Then in fourth was Silver Manalishi. 2:02.1 the final time.
Mona Lishi going to get done on the front end and parked 3 wide through a lot of that opening quarter. And once on the lead, was never headed. Sprinting home 29 seconds, 58.4 final half to hold off a charging Exquisite Taste, who now has 2 morning trials under her belt and look good again. Baden and Silver Manalishi rounding out your top 4 finishers in qualifier number 6. Time for another commercial break. We'll be back with more of the Rookie Showcase next.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair District Agriplex. Recent London sales standouts include O'Brien Award winners and millionaire performers, Logan Park, Fashion Frenzy, and Stockade Sealster. Leading North American consigners and yearlings by the sport's top sires, all under one roof in a world-class facility. Find your next champion at the London Classic Yearling Sale. Find out more by visiting londonclassic.ca.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to terrahills.com.
Winback Farm of Canada's now home to Meadowlands Pace Champion Beach Glass.
Beach Glass wins the Cane Pace. Beach Glass.
Today it's Beach Glass.
And Beach Glass is going to get there. Beach Glass in front.
Beach Glass. The beach is back. Beach Glass.
New to Winback Farm of Canada in 2024. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Sealster, a name synonymous with quality. From their picturesque farm in Lucan, Ontario, Sealster Farms has been producing champions for decades. Stars like $650,000 winner Poseidon Sealster, millionaire mares Karma and Kendall Sealster, and 2-time O'Brien Award-winning Stockade Sealster. Sealster is also the home of many of Canada's top stallions, like Sunshine Beach, All Bets Off, and world champion superstar Bulldog Hanover, the sport's all-time fastest performer. Find your next champion at Sealster Farms. For more information, visit sealsterfarms.com.
And welcome back. We're trackside, and we've got a special guest here, a friend of the show, a good buddy of mine, Aussie McKay. Kind of grew up together over the years, and he knows Mark quite well, and got a few horses to watch today. First of all, Ozzy, it's great to see you. We rarely get to see you up in this part of the world. You're kind of a homebody there. You stay close to home. But, what brings you out today?
Well, we come up to watch the babies go around in circles and see how they all make out after watching them, buying them in Harrisburg and Lexington and Goshen and traveling around with Blake and all those good things. And now today, what's the day I call the dreaming days? Either come move forward or they go to the shitter.
That's it. We're just hyping up today as the day to make the decision. No, but first time out, so it's going to be an experience. But what'd you think? You had two in qualifier number 5, Sterling Choice, as we saw that one win in 158-1, and then Groove and Will. What would you think of their performances here today?
Very good. Those two horses actually were with my dad back in Nova Scotia, and we sent them up to Blake about, I'll say 6 weeks ago. And I know Dad's sitting there with my sister back home. I think they're pretty happy, and I haven't talked to Blake yet, but I got the thumbs up, so I'm thinking he might be as well.
Talk about your long relationship with Blake. You've had horses with him for a long time. What is it about him that you like and his operation?
That's a great question. And you know what? Joe Thompson asked me that question one time. He goes, how do you and Blake meet and blah, 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 and in Delaware when we were there watching the jug. And I have to say that Blake is probably one of the most competitive guys that I know. And I'm a tad bit competitive myself, so maybe that's why we both rub in the same corners.
Well, his crew has got a busy day here today, sending out a bunch, and I think that hardworking and competitive probably shines through today. He's on the go, but do you give him a little space before you'll ask him for his assessment of the morning?
Yeah, normally. Basically, with him and so many going and things like that, I don't think I'll hop on his back and start asking him a whole bunch of questions. That's for sure.
What about the ones you have in here, Aussie? You got two more that you're going to watch in here. Tell us a little bit about both Plastic Fantastic and Mom's Point.
Yeah, Plastic Fantastic actually is a better Selite filly that we bought in Harrisburg, and in Lexington, actually, and Mom's Point was another one that we had bought in Harrisburg. Both nice fillies that were coming along real good, and like I said, we'll see how they make out here today, and first qualifier too. So sometimes you're not expecting much. You're expecting to go around, hopefully finish with a bit in their mouth, and everybody's happy, and then we'll see how they make out the next time.
And Blake would, Mark, have a bit of a soft spot here, obviously, for Mom's Point. He campaigned Bullet Point, the dam, and was one of the top horses earlier in Blake's career.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll, I guess, like you said, you got those sentimental factors as well. That's one that's an American ideal. So the New York Sire Stakes would be on the radar, and you're not afraid to make the travels around the New York Sire Stakes, but a lot of tight tracks there, so you need a versatile horse.
Definitely. One of the things about New York, though, is I find it's very good actually for the small owner like myself in regards to those horses, because a lot of times you'll see 5 and 6 horse fields, which in turn in Excelsior they go for 20, and of course the New York Sire Stakes can go anywhere from 40, 50, and 2 divisions. I think last week the 3-year-olds I think were around 80. So it's great money, and not only that, but going for 5 and 6 horse fields makes a big difference too.
Helps your chances.
And you've been at this a long time, Aussie, and you're always looking for that home run horse, and you're here tonight with Pepsi and a cup eliminations and those types of races. You'll be back next week probably to watch those finals, and ultimately probably looking to have a horse someday to compete in a race like that, right?
Well, it would be awful nice to find one that can compete in that range. Sometimes I wonder if my pockets aren't quite as deep as those guys that have when they're paying those 6 figures plus for them. But yeah, that would be a dream, my friend. Absolutely.
All right, listen, thanks for joining us, Oz. Taking a few minutes, and we'll let you go watch this one. Ozzie McKay, one of the many owners here today, enjoying the festivities, Mark, and it's great to see so many out today. A lot of people watching online, of course, but many here enjoying the breakfast with the babies as well.
Yes, they are. Good turnout up in the grandstand, so a big thanks to everybody that's coming out this morning. I know it's a much anticipated morning, and hopefully, as I guess Ozzie put it very bluntly, right? There's a lot of dreams. You're hoping that they continue to go forward and they aren't crushed here this morning, but I think we've seen some pretty good showing. So we get set for qualifier number 7 on this Saturday morning. Field of 6 is lining up. 2-year-old pacing fillies. 1 is Saddlebags, a control the moment filly. James McDonald drives. 2 is Plastic Fantastic, a daughter of Better's Delight with Jody Jameson. 3 is Stylish Stella. Tyler Borth drives this daughter of Better Than Cheddar. Looks like number 4 is out. Number 5 is Love Tap Station, a Captain Crunch filly with Sylvan Filion. And number 6 is Mom's Point, a daughter of American Ideal. And Bob McClure will do the driving. A field of 6. Scratch down now to a field of 5 for qualifier number 7, as you can scratch number 4, April Shadows. Inside Out, Saddlebags, Plastic Fantastic, Stylish Stella, Love Tap Station, and Mom's Point. Starting gate about to pick up some speed as the gate nears the top of the stretch. 2-year-old Pacing Fillies, qualifier number 7. Here come the 2-year-old Pacing Fillies for the 7th. And they're off and pacing. Mom's Point from the outside gets our first call driving ahead. Stylish Stella down the center of the track with Plastic Fantastic edging over to the pylons to get away in 3rd. Saddlebags from the rail will get away in 4th, and taking back is Love Tap Station as the field of 5 races towards the first bend. With the lead, it's Mom's Point. The first timer here, Mom's Point has command. Racing in 2nd, that is Stylish Stella. Then inside 3rd is Plastic Fantastic, followed by Saddlebags and Love Tap Station. Tightly packed through an opening quarter of 30 and 3. And as they come into the first bend, Mom's Point is on the lead. So Mom's Point, a $20,000 yearling, leading it by 2.5 lengths from Stylish Stella. Second qualifier for that daughter of Better Than Cheddar. Then in 3rd is Plastic Fantastic. Couple of lengths going back to Saddlebags, and then 3 lengths to the trailer, Love Tap Station. That's how the field of 5 is situated as they near the midway point. Mom's Point continuing to chop things out, a loose lead at 2 lengths. They're by the half in 59 and 3. A second quarter in 29 seconds even. Mom's Point looking good with command. Stylish Stella in 2nd. Plastic Fantastic is tracking that one very closely in 3rd. Right up on that one's back in 4th is Saddlebags. And then it's about 4.5 lengths going back to Love Tap Station. Halfway around the far turn, Mom's Point off fractions of 30 and 3 and 59 and 3 is a leader by 2 lengths from Stylish Stella, Plastic Fantastic, Saddlebags, and Love Tap Station. They all look poised for a good final quarter. 3 quarters was 129 and 1. Off the turn and into the stretch. It is Mom's Point still with the lead. Here's Stylish Stella to the outside for Borth. Getting unleashed now is Saddlebags. At the rail, Plastic Fantastic and Love Tap Station. Taking the lead now is Stylish Stella trying to overtake Mom's Point, who's going to battle on at the rail. But here comes Saddlebags, who is driving on the outside, and Saddlebags is sweeping on by as the Control the Moment filly strikes the front in deep stretch and will take it. Stylish Stella was 2nd, Mom's Point was 3rd, and then it was Love Tap Station from Plastic Fantastic. Final time of the mile was 1:58 and 1.
Saddlebags, an eye-catching rally from off the pace, 1:58 and 1. Second winner this morning for the combination of trainer Dave Maneri, driver James McDonald. Control the Moment filly, equaling the fastest clocking of the day as well. 1:58 and 1, 58 and 3 in the final half to get it done. Finished with plenty of enthusiasm here, and good start for this one. Twinbee Virtue, the mare, has been 4 for 4 as far as producing winners in her career, and might have another good one on the hands here. This one a $25,000 London Classic yearling sale graduate. That's race number 7 completed just past the midway point here this morning. You're watching the Rookie Showcase.
Winback Farm of Canada is home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, and O'Brien Award winner for 2year.com.
We're taking you inside the paddock now as we are getting set, putting the final touches on preparations for qualifier number 9. A busy morning, as mentioned, welcoming you back to Woodbine Mohawk Park if you were just joining us today in the midst of day 1 of our 2-weekend Rookie Showcase, and happy to be able to bring it to you live here on COSA-TV. Big thank you to the folks at Woodbine Mohawk Park for making it possible, and all of our valued industry partners as well. It's been a lot of fun so far, enjoying getting our first look at many of these babies, and we'll see a lot more of them in the weeks and months ahead here this summer. Another nice looking group going postward here. We'd be remiss, Mark, if we didn't take a moment to talk about tonight's big power-packed program. I know a fun time of year for you. It's a busy time, but also a very exciting time with Pepsi NA Cup eliminations and many more stakes events as well.
Yeah, looking forward to tonight's card. The Pepsi North America Cup has to be one of the only events that is really at this point drawing about 3 eliminations. You think about last year, we actually had 4 eliminations. A couple of those COVID years, we were a little lighter, but the race got moved around. But to me, it's all about the placement on the calendar, right? You have it in mid-June, early June, and it's the start of the stake season, the Grand Circuit stake season. People want to take their shot, and I think especially here locally, it's Canada's most prestigious harness race, so you get the locals that maybe they're a bit of a fringe player, but they want to be in it, and you never know what can happen. You get to that final, anything can happen. They go for $1 million. But tonight, I think they're 3 pretty evenly matched eliminations. You've got the likes of Legendary Hanover and Fun Time by Yama, who have been turning heads here locally, as we expect. But then you bring in a horse like Captain Albano, who we've never seen here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, and he's got an incredible resume. And with it being 3 eliminations, you got to be top 3 here tonight.
I was going to ask you, I'll put you on the spot here. Who do you like coming into the eliminations?
I've been on the Legendary Hanover bandwagon just from what we saw back on May 18th. He went 148-3. It looked effortless. We have him as the top-ranked horse on our weekly Road to the Pepsi North America Cup rankings. It is hard when you don't have a Captain Albano squaring off with the likes of a Legendary Hanover or Fun Time by Yama. For me, Fun Time by Yama, though, maybe he is the horse. The way he looked last week in the Sun Beach Somewhere was probably as good as he's ever looked, so maybe he's coming in, peaking at the right time. I think right now I'll stick with Legendary Hanover, but Fun Time by Yama's right there as well, and maybe Captain Albano will just show us that maybe he is the talent and he makes the trip up here north.
So again, we want to welcome everybody joining us today. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'd love to hear from you. Everybody that does comment on our any of our different social media feeds this morning and next weekend, we'll have a chance to win our prize package as well. I know many viewers will be tuning into that big card tonight, which also features Armbro Flight eliminations, Fan Hanover eliminations as well. Last night you had the good times, the Roses Are Red. How about that Roses Are Red final? I mean, that's going to be outstanding.
It will be. That's going to be a fantastic race. The performances last night from Twin Bee Joe Fresh and Always Be Naughty, they were top notch. But I thought of Sylvia Hanover raced real well, and then you've got some of those other mares that have been in this spot before that have made it on to the final that you know they will show up and deliver as well, and maybe didn't race the best last night. You look at a Grace Hill or a Silver Label, but you still got to be in the final, and you can't rule those ones out. And just looking at the way the draw shook out, I think there's going to be a lot of speed early on in that one, and it should be a fantastic battle. It's going to be one of the undercard stakes on that night. I think as of right now, it's looking like that one might actually go right ahead of the Pepsi North America Cup and be a nice little appetizer, I guess, co-main event leading into the big dance next Saturday night.
We might, who knows, we might see a future Roses Are Red finalist come out of this next group here. 6 filly pacers going to the post in this contest. Wide array of pedigrees here. You've got a Sports Rider filly, couple of Poppy Rob Hanovers, a Sweet Lou, a Better's Delight, and a Courtly Choice going to the post. A look there at Sarah B. Delight, the number 4, Roan, daughter of Better's Delight. Should I assume that one's named after Sarah Bayerja?
I think I saw her there in the paddock with this filly.
Oh, she's around. I'm gonna take a swing that's probably the namesake, but she'll let us know, I'm sure, if we're incorrect on that, based on the connections of the horse. And looks good on the track here. And this one, a daughter of the great Vols Hanover. So there's a ton of pedigree potential here, obviously.
Yeah, you talk about fantastic pacing mares. Vols Hanover, she raced in the Roses Are Red and the Milton races like that. Over the course of her career, she amassed more than $1.7 million in earnings.
So they're on the track now.
We should probably count them, because I think there was a race earlier that we might have missed. A couple were out.
And again, we apologize. Mark and I are at the desk, and we don't. And there can be some late changes here, and we don't always get them before the race goes. So it looks like we've got maybe 5 out there, maybe 1 scratched as the starting gate moves into position. So it's going to make your job a little bit easier here. Just get set to call qualifier number 9, and then we're going to be taking another break following either this race or race 10.
I believe it is just after this
one.
We'll
confirm that.
We'll have 5 more to go, 10 through 14.
All right, here we go. Starting gate rolling. Qualifier number 9 this morning of the Rookie Showcase.
2-year-old pacing fillies for the 9th qualifier on this Saturday morning, just past 11:30. And in this race, we've got now a field of 5. Let's meet the field. Lining up is number 1, All-Star Twinkle. This is a daughter of sports writer Phil Houdon, is in the sulky. Number 2 is Hannah McKee, a Poppy Rob Hanover filly. The driver is Jody Jameson. Moving up to the gate next is number 3, Lil Poppy, Poppy Rob Hanover filly with Doug McNair. Number 4, Sarah B. Delight, a Better's Delight filly, Mario Bayarjan. 5 is Baroness, a Sweet Lou filly with James McDonald. So the field of 5 will take their positions. Number 6 is Scratched. We've got 5 of them to go forward for the 9th qualifier. Another break coming up following this one, and then we will continue on with today's action. Starting gate making its way towards the top of the stretch, a field of 5 2-year-old pacing fillies here in the 9th qualifier. Just number 5, Baroness, does have a qualifier under its belt. The other 4 all making their debut as the gate picks up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. It's Lil Poppy who's going to split on out from the center and gets our first call. Hannah McKee towards the inside, able to push ahead into second. Unhurried is All-Star Twinkle from the rail. That one holds ground and will sit there third. Then we go back to Baroness, who got away in fourth, or just ahead of Sarah B. Delight. That one is racing in fourth. Into the first turn, it is Lil Poppy leading it by a few lengths from Hannah McKee. Then it's All-Star Twinkle going back to Sarah B. Delight and Baroness. That's how the field of 5 is set up as the opening panel comes up on the board in 31 seconds flat. Little Poppy will lead them into the backstretch. This is a daughter of Poppy Rob Hanover. Another daughter of Poppy Rob Hanover is Hannah McKee, and that one tracks the leader, racing in second. 2.5 lengths back to All-Star Twinkle. The sports writer filly is in third. Then it's the Better's Delight filly, Sarah B. Delight, who is in fourth and being tracked closely by Baroness. She's a daughter of Sweet Lou. She's fifth and now just 6 lengths from the lead as this field will tighten up coming to the midway point. 31 seconds was the opening quarter, and the half is hit in 1:01 and 3. 30 and 3 in the second split. On the lead continues to be Lil Poppy. Lil Poppy has command. Leads it by a length and a half from Hannah McKee, who gets the 2-hole trip. 2 lengths ahead of All-Star Twinkle in third. Sarah B. Delight in fourth, and Baroness in fifth. Again, they stay tightly packed as they go around the far turn. Lil Poppy with command. The half was 1:01 and 3. The next destination for this filly is going to be the 3/4 pole, and she'll get there with an advantage of a length and a half off the pocket sitter, Hannah McKee. 3/4 was 1:32 and 3. 31 seconds flat in the third panel. They're into the stretch. Lil Poppy a little wide off the turn here. All-Star Twinkle on the far outside. Lots of room for Hannah McKee. If that one can drive up the inside, then Sarah B. Delight and Baroness trying to get up into fourth. 1/8 of a mile to go. Lil Poppy trying to straighten things out and fend off the rival, and looks to be doing just that. Lil Poppy leads it by a length and a half from All-Star Twinkle. Lil Poppy's going to go all the way. All-Star Twinkle finishes in second. Baroness with a good rush gets up there for third from Hannah McKee, and then Sarah B. Delight. The time of the mile, 2:01 and 1.
Little Poppy, maybe a little bit of greenness with the youngster. She wandered a bit in the home stretch, but held them at bay and did so fairly impressively with a 28 and 3 final quarter. All-Star Twinkle, the sports writer filly, finishing up a lively second, and Baroness, an eye-catching rally. That Sweet Lou filly on to pick up third. Nice looking group there. What impressed me, Mark, in looking at them from our vantage point was the size of these fillies going into the first turn. All big, strong looking fillies that obviously have come to the track this morning ready to go.
Yeah, they definitely did. And again, you talk about maybe a little bit of greenness, but Doug McNair does get Lil Poppy to continue to stick to her task and finishes off. I thought that last 1/8 of the mile looked good to fend off the rival and to get the victory in our 9th qualifier, which takes us to our next break.
Time for that second intermission. We'll be going dark here for about 15 minutes or so, just to give the track crew time to do some touch-ups and get things ready to go for the home stretch of today's day one of the Rookie Showcase from Woodbine Mohawk Park.
Winback Farm of Canada's now home to Meadowlands Pace Champion Beach Glass.
Beach Glass wins the Cane Pace. Beach Glass.
Well, today it's Beach Glass.
And Beach Glass is going to get there. Beach Glass in front.
Beach Glass. The beach is back. Beach Glass.
New to Winback Farm of Canada in 2024. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Sealster, a name synonymous with quality. From their picturesque farm in Lucan, Ontario, Sealster Farms has been producing champions for decades. Stars like $650,000 winner Poseidon Sealster, millionaire mares Karma and Kendall Sealster, and two-time O'Brien Award-winning Stockade Sealster. Sealster is also the home of many of Canada's top stallions, like Sunshine Beach, All Bets Off, and world champion superstar Bulldog Hanover, the sport's all-time fastest performer. Find your next champion at Sealster Farms. For more information, visit sealsterfarms.com.
Winback Farm of Canada's home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow and O'Brien.
And we welcome you back to live coverage this morning from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Just finishing up our second intermission break. Gave Mark and I a chance to head up to that owner's breakfast, and I'll tell you what, it tasted great.
At the spot.
And what a nice crowd up there this morning. So great to have everybody on track enjoying the action today. And really enjoyable to be able to bring you this coverage for those watching online on our various platforms as well. Want to thank all of our sponsors as well for making today's coverage possible. We resume action here. We've got 5 races left to go on day 1 of the Rookie Showcase, and trotters will be in the spotlight this time around. We've got a field of 7 getting set to go postward. On screen is Magic 6, who will occupy post 7. Gary Lance trains this one, and this one a daughter of Six Pack.
Six Pack, again, he was a high speed and a talented performer, and we've seen a couple of them here this morning, so we'll keep our eye on that one from the outside starting spot. The one, though, I certainly had pegged here to take a look at, and we'll get a look on the screen in a little bit, is number 5, Film at 11, a green shoe filly, $170,000. This one cost as a yearling coming out of the Lexington Select sale. She is a green shoe, as mentioned, out of the Muscle Hill mare, Demoiselle Hanover. So here's one from the same family as Donato Hanover. Here comes Herbie. So meant to be good, no doubt about it. And this will be her first tour here this morning. James McDonald driving for Team Backs.
Bright green, number 2. The only one that's had a spin around the oval in qualifying action before today. And you mentioned her earlier today. She caught your eye the way she rallied last week.
She definitely did. A last quarter in 28-2, but she really didn't shake loose until partway down the lane, and she did it very comfortably. You can see her right there. Doesn't wear hobbles. She's got that nice look to her. I know Louis Waugh had told me a little while back that he was really high on a green Manalishi filly that he was bringing along. He's a co-owner here on this rookie trotter and had to be really happy with the way she qualified last week, just missing by a head, but like I said, never got loose until late in the mile. So we'll see what they do for the second tour. Last week she just followed along in third. Do they change things up and maybe try and do it on the front? We'll wait and see.
And this one is the first foal from Shine Bright, the Father Patrick mare, and her dam, Day for Night, was a good one. She was a $616,000 winner during an illustrious racing career. Has been a pretty good producer as well. So, you look a bit deeper on this one. Certainly some nice pedigree on the mare side, and the Green Manalishis. Again, if you're just joining us, our first look at them, one of the exciting first crop sires that we were excited about this season, and we like what we have seen to this point in the day. Another nice looking one here. There's Green Man's Joy, number 1. Team by Erjan will send out this one. And another one out of a Father Patrick mare, Southwind K's. Ben by Erjan owns this one. It was bred by LaBelle Farms of Middlefield, Ohio, I should say. As we've got a nice looking group here getting set to go. 7 of them scheduled to go. Having a quick peek over there, and it looks like maybe 6, Mark, lining up behind the starting gate for race number 10 with 5 left on this morning session.
Yes, the trotters are beginning to line up for qualifier number 10. 2-year-old trotting fillies will assemble. We'll run through the field here as they line up. Number 1, Green Man's Joy, Green Manalishi filly with Mario Bayarjan. Number 2 is Bright Green, also a daughter of Green Manalishi. Louis Waugh does the driving. 3 is Cali Tricks, a Trixton filly driven by Paul Reed. Next up will be number 4, Sister Sarah, Green Manalishi filly driven by Sylvain Filion. 5 is Film at 11, a daughter of Green Shoe with James McDonald. And it looks like the 6 is out. So number 7 will be Magic 6, 6-pack filly with Trevor Henry. Scratch down to a field of 6 for qualifier number 10. 5 to go on this Saturday now afternoon, as we're just past noon here in Campbellville. 14 qualifiers in total on this Saturday morning, and it's 2-year-old trotting fillies to kick things off for our final set. Horses are making their way around the far turn. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. 2-year-old trotting fillies now picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and trotting, and Bright Green gets away quickly. Down the center, though, Sister Sarah's even quicker, and Film at 11 goes forward as well. So a few of them hustling out of there from the rail. Green Man's Joy is going to get away in 4th. Going then to Cali Tricks in 5th, and Magic 6 will get away at the back. Film at 11 makes it to the lead before they hit the first turn. Out in front on Sister Sarah. In 3rd is Bright Green. 4th into the first turn is Green Man's Joy. Then back there in 5th is Cali Tricks, and 6th to the opening quarter is Magic 6. The opening panel was up in 31 seconds flat. So it's Film at 11, the daughter of Green Shoe. She was a big ticket as a yearling, selling for $170,000. And here in her debut, she's cruising right along on a lead of 3 lengths. Back in second is Sister Sarah. Then we'll find Bright Green, who's about 7 or 8 lengths from the front, racing in 3rd. 4 more lengths going back to Green Man's Joy in 4th. Then in 5th is Cali Tricks, and a couple of lengths back to Magic 6. So on the lead is Film at 11 off a 31-second opener, and races them past the half in 101 and 2. A second quarter trotted in 30 and 2. The front 3, they tighten up as they hit the far turn, and it is Film at 11 who leads it. Second is Sister Sarah. 3rd remains Bright Green. Then it's Green Man's Joy back in 4th. 5th, that's still Cali Tricks, as that one is followed by Magic 6, who is at the back as they continue their way around that big sweeping far turn here at Mohawk Park. And Film at 11, the Green Shoe filly, leads it by a pair on Sister Sarah, the daughter of Green Manalishi. Another Green Manalishi. Bright Green is spotted in 3rd and should have something to say for the stretch drive. 3 quarters with 131 and 3. Off the turn and into the stretch, and Film at 11 is trying to get away on them now. Popping out comes Bright Green as she'll look to try and overtake Sister Sarah, who battles on, and Film at 11 went off stride on the lead. Film at 11 made a break, and now Bright Green comes on by and strikes the front. So Bright Green gets the lead here as they come into deep stretch. Sister Sarah will finish in 2nd. Green Man's Joy into 3rd. Bright Green, another good-looking effort, wins it in 2:02 flat.
So it was Bright Green from just off the pace once again. Good closing effort, this time resulting in a win. 2:02, the win time for this daughter of Green Manalishi, now with a second qualifier under her belt. Sister Sarah attended the pace most of the way. Another daughter of Green Manalishi second, and a clean sweep for that stallion of the top 3 spots as Green Man's Joy closes up to grab 3rd. That's 10 races down, and we have 4 remaining here this morning from Woodbine Mohawk Park. More live coverage coming up after the break.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair.
24 Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over 4.
This morning as Pacers, 2-year-old filly Pacers, entered the track for qualifier number 11. Scheduled to have 7 starters going postward in this one. Has there been a sort of a standout so far for you, Mark, as we look back? We're now 10 races in the books this morning in terms of, particular horse, maybe a particular barn that has really impressed you this morning?
Yeah, I guess it's probably a bit more of looking at it as a whole. You have to like what you've seen from the Maneri trainees, a couple of wins with James McDonald, the bike. Bright Green lived up to the hype. That was one that I had made a note to watch this week, and I thought in that last qualifier, even if the leader doesn't make a break, I think Bright Green's going to come on and make things pretty close there. She was still going to trot a good final quarter and do it well within herself. So I like what I saw there. And then another one from earlier in the day that I thought had a nice performance, and you got to remember too, there was a bit of a headwind, was Sterling Choice for Blake McIntosh. Sylvain Filion drove that one, cut it out. 27-4 final quarter on the lead coming into the win, I thought was pretty strong. So there's been a few, and that's probably a good thing that there's several that we could say have caught our eye, because that's what you want.
And what's fun is the fact that we're coming back next week with coverage. We'll see a lot of these come back, and that's I think the exciting part. You watch them today, you're just kind of watching for body language, watching how they finish up, and then next week the ones that really take a step forward in the time department and announce that they are ready for racing action. That's where it starts to really get fun, and 3-4 weeks from now, we'll be talking about, who's the leader in the OS division early on. So much can change, literally in days, a few weeks, a lot can change. And of course, over the course of our summer season, new horses will emerge along the way. But these are the ones that are pretty much ready to go at this point in time. It's been an impressive offering that we've seen so far. Lady Gambler, there's a look at that one making her way out. This one is a Better's Delight filly out of Lady Be Great. That Western Ideal mare has done nothing but produce outstanding horses. En Avant comes to mind, greatest ending, a horse that competed in the Little Brown Jug final a few years back. Full Horse, a horse that's been racing recently and working his way up the ladder as well.
Yeah, and you talk about a horse like En Avant who made just over $250,000. That's the kind of horse that you think had the potential there that could have made even more, right? I think there was just some issues throughout the course of his career, but when he was on, he was this big, strong horse, and he had 17 wins over the course of his career. But what catches your eye, he took a mark of 148. He had a ton of raw speed, but of course, Lady Be Great, you talk about her as a producer. She is out of She's a Great Lady, and I don't know why, it just kind of seems a little funny to see She's a Great Lady as a second dam on a page here in 2024, but it's quite the family that they've got here, and we'll definitely be keeping our close eye here on Lady Gambler.
The most expensive yearling of the day is post 6 starter. Just having a look to make sure she's going here. Charlotte Station, number 6 in the field, $300,000 yearling purchase from last fall. And this one, a daughter of Captain Treacherous from the Well Said Mare Southwind Spring, sent out by Luke Blay for Determination.
And again, Captain Treacherous, his offspring just continue to rack up the victories and the earnings over the year. This is Southwind Spring is the dam. She's a Well Said, and she is a sister to Southwind Aussie, who was another fast performer, a winner of the Adios several years ago, made over $1 million, and that was the top performer for the second dam here, that being Southwind Solera.
Got a Tall Dark Stranger going postward here, number 2 Wayward Blue Chip. Looks like Tyler Borth picking up the drive on that one as well. Banner Day, post 1 starter, Sunshine Beach filly. This one is a sister to $500,000 winner Timel Peacemaker. Nice group, and it looks like all 7 are over there on the backstretch mark, so we'll let you get ready to call the action here for qualifier number 11.
11th qualifier on this Saturday, getting set to go. 2-year-old pacing fillies, a field of 7. Number 1 is Banner Day, a Sunshine Beach filly with Jody Jameson. 2 is Wayward Blue Chip. Tyler Borth will drive this daughter of Tall Dark Stranger. 3 is Bet on Karen, and All Bets Off filly, Sylvan filly on in the bike. 4 is Jess Bright Idea, Better's Delight filly with James McDonald. 5 is Lady Gambler, Better's Delight filly, Louis Waugh drives. 6 is Charlotte Station, a Captain Treacherous filly with Chris Christoforou. And number 7 is Dear Abby. Bob McClure will drive this daughter of Better Than Cheddar. Starting gate to the top of the stretch as the 2-year-old pacing fillies are lined up for our 11th qualifier. A field of 7 now picking up speed, and here they come. And the rough and pacing Dear Abby from the far outside gets away and is looking to move on over, but there's some speed shown by Bet on Karen, who shoots out from post 3. Inside pair, Banner Day and Wayward Blue Chip are going to get away 3rd and 4th. Jess Bright Idea then gets away in 5th. Going back to Lady Gambler 6th and 7th of the first turn will be Charlotte Station as they get into that first turn. Dear Abby still on the outside as that one will start to work over to the pylons, getting clear to the lead. So it's Dear Abby who makes it to the front as Bet on Karen will race in 2nd. second. Third then is Banner Day. The opening quarter was 31-2. As they come into the first turn, it's Dear Abby, the daughter of Better Than Cheddar, leading it. Second is Bet on Karen. 2 lengths back to Banner Day in third, as that one will close the gap. Then in fourth is Jess's Bright Idea. A few lengths in front of Wayward Blue Chip, who is racing in fifth. And then we go back to Lady Gambler and Charlotte Station, who is at the back of the pack. They're heading up the backstretch and nearing the midway point. Dear Abby put up a 31-2 opener. Length and a half advantage here on the pocket sitter, that being Bet on Karen, while Banner Day is there in third. Wayward Blue Chip in fourth. Then we go back to Jess's Bright Idea, who's in front of Lady Gambler, and Charlotte Station can see them all. 102-1 was the half-mile clocking. They went a second quarter in 31 seconds even, and Dear Abby does the heavy lifting on the front end. Good trip here in second for Bet on Karen. Banner Day is there in third. Still going back to Wayward Blue Chip, who is in fourth, a few lengths in front of Jess's Bright Idea, and then the stablemates, Lady Gambler and Charlotte Station, round things out, so nothing has changed as they come to three quarters, and they reach that marker in 132-2. That was a third panel in 30-1, and at the head of the lane, Dear Abby is going to try and kick clear. Now to the outside, though, comes Bet on Karen. So too did Banner Day, and Banner Day's looking to rush on up. Then back to Wayward Blue Chip in fourth. Into the final eighth of the mile, Dear Abby. Here comes Banner Day, and Banner Day gets up on even terms, looks to overtake the lead. Battling on is Dear Abby. Bet on Karen right with them. Coming to the wire, it will be Banner Day. Dear Abby finishes in second. Bet on Karen was third, and Wayward Blue Chip crossed the wire in fourth. The time of the mile was 2:02 flat.
Good finish there in qualifier number 11, Banner Day, with some good stretch pop to get there in 2:02. Sat up close to the pace and kicked home, and kind of a measured win, I would say, for this daughter of Sunshine Beach. So one qualifier under her belt, and it is a winning effort here. $32,000 Harrisburg yearling purchase from last year. Dear Abby did the road work and showed some good late fight there. Bet on Karen was in that top three mix as well, that daughter of All Bets Off. Little bit of tight quarters there, but finished up with plenty of pace as well. So we'll look forward to seeing some of those come back probably next week, and we'll likely step forward a little bit in the time department as well. Time for another break. 3 more left to go here this morning from Woodbine. Our valued sponsors today, and all of our sponsors for supporting this live coverage, live broadcast, the Rookie Showcase. And the first of 2 weekends of coverage from here at Woodbine Mohawk Park on a busy stakes weekend. Of course, Mark, we've talked about it. We're pretty excited tonight, looking forward to those Pepsi NA Cup eliminations as part of a power-packed program this evening. Stanley Cup Final starts tonight as well. And what do you think about that? Can the Oilers have a chance to be the first Canadian team in how long, 30 years?
1993, I believe.
Yeah.
That was a good year. There was quite an individual that was born that year. But
a young Mark McKelvey entered the world in 93.
Maybe some bad luck
and the rest is
after that point, because couldn't win a Stanley Cup. And I don't think it's going to happen this year either. Florida Panthers are just built different, built like a playoff team needs to be. And you think about the fact, the stat I like, look at the goalies they faced. Now they're facing Stuart Skinner. Not a knock on Stuart Skinner, but not the same
it kind
quality.
of is, isn't it?
It is a knock on Stuart Skinner, but not meant to be. The other 3 goalies they faced were all world class.
Right.
So I'll go with the Panthers in that cup.
Right.
But I'm more focused on the North America Cup.
Right. There's the prediction then. Mark will go for it. I'll take Edmonton.
Florida in
I'm
5.
going to stick behind the Canadian team. And this time next weekend, we'll probably have a good idea how it might play out.
They like to drag out the Stanley
That's true.
Cup. People like to talk about drag. Talk about the Stanley Cup.
That's right.
It's more than summertime already, and they're not done.
Look at Randy Harris leading his charge out here. He's been busy today helping out Team McIntosh, and we talked about it earlier. Blake, the busiest of all conditioners this morning. Mixed results, as you would expect, right, with 21 youngsters. He's had a few that have won impressively. Others have had a little bit of bad luck, and some others just kind of in between there. So he'll be back in force, I'm sure, again next weekend as well. Nice look at the trotters up close in the paddock area as they get set to make their way out here for qualifier number 12. In here, we've got a green shoe filly from post 1, her name right here, Hanover. A Walner, couple of Walners in the field. Forsworn, number 2, who did qualify last week, one of 2 in the field to do so. The other was the Trixton colt, the night. This guy was a runner-up finisher last time, finishing second and charted in 2:02 and 3. Pretty good effort.
Yeah, looking at number 2, Forsworn, this is the full brother to Top Mass, who won an elimination of the Good Times last night for the same connection. So obviously they're hoping that the little brother can follow in the footsteps. Top Mass has done a real nice job. He came out and I thought was one of the better-looking trotting colts early last year as a 2-year-old right here locally. And now you look, he's back in his 3-year-old campaign, and he had a big win last night, and he's got his biggest race coming up next Saturday night in the Good Times final.
And I notice Blake's got a horse of a different color again in here. He's had a few roans that we've seen today. I don't know if that he's got a penchant for those or not, or this is a new thing, but they've looked good, both in their presence on the track, and they both look good in their results. And this guy certainly catches your eye. Go Ahead, Make My Day. Great name. And this is a gray colt sired by Wallner from the Cadabra mare UV Hanover. Rena Rakila, who now is residing in Finland, but we know Rena from a number of years competing here in North America, and bred this one, and this one owned by Van Camp Trotting Corp of Port Perry, and Blake shares in the ownership as well. In terms of scenarios today that we talked about, you're seeing a lot of what we expected. They're a little bit of early jostling just to teach them getting off the gate, getting that early position, and then sprinting home and trying to show a little bit of speed on the end.
Yeah, exactly that. And, the miles aren't going to be eye-catching by any stretch of the imagination, but just looking at the results here, they are allowing 1 second for the win. So you do have that variant in there as well. Something to take into consideration. I'm not sure if the breeze picked up, but it felt a little cooler here now once the sun went away not too long ago. So, again, nothing eye-catching for a lot. This is just the first tour. They'll be back again next week. As it's expected, it'll be 2 full days of baby races come next week, with a lot of these returning and even some more still set to debut.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun time of year. Everyone's starting with a blank slate, and so much promise as we look ahead to the summer stakes season. Another field of 7 trotters lining up in this one, and the starting gate is now in motion. And it will be a full field of 7, all assembling here. Once again, Mark with the description.
All right, thank you very much, Greg, as the horses are lining up for our 12th qualifier. 2-year-old Colton Gelding trotters here in number 12. Field of 7. Number 1, right here, Hanover, is a gelded son of Green Shoe. The driver will be Louis Waugh. Number 2 is Forsworn. James McDonald drives this Wallner colt. Number 3 is HP Homeland, an alarm detector gelding with Mario Bayarjan. 4, St. Mike's Kerry Blues. Jody Jameson will drive this green Manalishi colt. 5 is LMC Little Chips. Pat Houdon driving this wheeling and dealing colt. 6 in the field is Mac the Knight, Trixton colt with Tyler Jones. And 7 is Go Ahead, Make My Day. Sylvan Filion is in the sulky, sitting behind this Wallner colt. A field of 7 for qualifier number 12. 3 to go on this Saturday afternoon. 12th to 14th coming up in moments. Starting 8 comes off the turn and into the stretch. Off stride went number 2, Forsworn. And they're off and trotting, and Mac the Knight times it well, along with Go Ahead, Make My Day, as the outside pair are going to surge forward from the rail, is right here Hanover, but coming forward, that's going to be St. Mike's Kerry Blues to get up into 3rd. Forsworn off stride taken to the outside. LMC Little Chips is going to move towards the rail, and then we are going to go back to another breaker. HP Homeland also made a break. As they get into the first turn, Sylvan Filion pointed Go Ahead, Make My Day to the front, and the gray leads it by a couple of lengths. Mac the Knight is in second, and then 3rd is St. Mike's Kerry Blues. The opening quarter was 30-4. So off a 30-4 opening split, a loose lead here for Go Ahead, Make My Day. Mac the Knight in second. We'll see if that one closes the gap. Tracked then by St. Mike's Kerry Blues. On that one's back is right here Hanover in 4th. 5th up the backstretch as they march right along. That is going to be LMC Little Chips. And then back to our breakers, Forsworn and HP Homeland. As they come towards the half, it is the Wallner colt, Go Ahead, Make My Day. After an opening panel of 30 and 4. The Trotters are going to get up to the half in 1:01. Second quarter was trotted in 30 and a fifth. It's Go Ahead, Make My Day in the debut, leading it by 2 lengths. Mac the Knight in second. St. Mike's Kerry Blues is there in third. Then fourth is Right Here, Hanover. LMC Little Chips is in fifth. HP Homeland and Forsworn are the trailers. They're midway around the far turn. Go Ahead, Make My Day. Comfortable on the lead here for Filion. Mac the Knight appears to have gotten a little bit closer there in second. So 2 for St. Mike's Kerry Blues. And then tracked by Right Here, Hanover and LMC Little Chips. 3/4 was 131, and they'll spin for home. Go Ahead, Make My Day. That straight line now will evaporate as to the outside from the 2-hole comes Mac the Knight, and that one looks to overtake and will take the lead as they come to the 8th pole. It's Mac the Knight who strikes the front. Go Ahead, Make My Day, battling right back there at the rail, so these two will square off. St. Mike's Kerry Blues is back in third with the short lead. This is Mac the Knight, but at the rail, Go Ahead, Make My Day didn't want to go away, but it is Mac the Knight to take it. Go Ahead, Make My Day finishes in second. St. Mike's Kerry Blues was third, and Right Here, Hanover through the wire was fourth. The time of the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5 for Mac the Knight.
An impressive stretch drive, couple of young trotters, just noses apart at the wire. It was Mac the Knight, the Trixton colt, perhaps with the benefit of that qualifier last week and that experience, able to just get by a determined to Go Ahead, Make My Day. That son of Wallner showed plenty of fight and looked great on the track as well. Photo finish, but it goes to Mac the Knife, the Trixton colt, getting it done in race number 12, one of the quickest trotting qualifiers of the morning session. 2 minutes and 2/5. And then there were two more left to go on this busy Saturday morning. Back with more on COSA-TV next.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to terrahills.com.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU covers the sport from all angles with news, features, photography, opinion, and analysis of racing. Also, HRU covers breeding and sales, as well as industry stories you need to know. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. And the best news is that it's free to subscribe. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com and see what everyone is talking about.
And welcome back to our live coverage this morning. Mark, I really liked what I saw there in qualifier number 12. A couple of young trotters sprinting over the final quarter, neither one wanting to give an inch, and probably really everything you'd want to see for the connections of both.
I think so. That's exactly it. And I said it in the call that it looked like when they had about an eighth to go, Mac the Knight was going on by. And I think if you're the connections that Go Ahead and Make My Day, that Wallner colt definitely dug in, and he battled right to the wire there after doing all the road work.
And he did. He put in a little misstep turning for home too, and kept trotting, which is another I think real positive for a youngster to do that. So yeah, lots to like about what we saw in that one. 2 more left to go this morning. Another group of trotters here in the 13th event of the morning. The number 1 in the field's Nightingale. This is a Muscle Mass filly, second foal from a Father Patrick mare named Flo's Conch Shack. And the first foal is one called Mr. Grant. And I've seen this one race in New Jersey Sire Stakes action last year in a brief campaign. hit the winner's circle 4 times, made close to $100,000, took a record of 55 down there. So the mare is already clicked for a pretty good one and has the muscle mass half-sister going postward here.
Yeah, the second full when the first one's already a winner, that's a positive. And like you said, almost 6 figures in the bank, and even has a beaten best of 154. So this one has shown that it had the ability to take it up when the races do go a little bit quicker.
Dave Maneri trains that one. He'd be looking for his 3rd winner this morning if he can click. This one was highly regarded at the fall sale, a $95,000 purchase. So obviously recognizing there was a lot of pedigree there to work with, and a pretty good looking individual as well. Roxy Hart, another musical rhythm lass here for Team Bayerjan. Again, we talked about it. They've been one of the busier outfits today. You know, certain stables you expect to see on this day every year, right? And that's one of them. Blake as well. They have them ready to go, and they've made a really good showing so far.
They definitely have, and that's I guess not a surprise, right? We've seen it over the course of the years, come to expect that. Here's a look at number 3, Zet Athena. And she's a daughter of Six Pack out of the Broadway Hall mare Zet Angel. Zet Angel is a full sister to the millionaire Pilgrim's Taj, and this is going to be her 3rd full. She does have a winner, and that being a 6-figure earner in Golden Compass. So good pedigree here, and we got another 6-pack filly. We've seen several 6-packs here this morning.
Yeah, we have a little bit surprising, but good to see, and they've looked good so far. Number 6 on screen, that's Telos, a Father Patrick filly, and another homebred for Al Libfeld of Pickering, and he knows a thing or two about the breeding program, and certainly what kind of pedigree typically produces stakes champions, because he's had a few of those he's been associated with over the years.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at this one's pedigree page, and not a whole lot that jumps out at you until you go under the 3rd dam. This is actually the same family as TCI. So the 3rd dam is the dam of TCI.
Quick thought on that, Mark, just before we get going. You know, the big guns, TCI and Carl, just back. Both look fantastic. Both, I would say, right on track.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
Well, I mean, they've passed their original tests with flying colors so far. I like when we can keep those horses away and then get the square-offs in the big dances. So that's probably on a collision course for that first Saturday in August, you'd have to think.
Hambletonian, yes. That'll be here before we know it. Pepsi NA Cup eliminations, of course, right here tonight. And 2 more baby race qualifiers here this morning. Trotters lined up for the 13th. Mark with the call.
Trotters are lining up for qualifier number 13. It is a field of 6 2-year-old trotting fillies. Number 1 is Nightingale, a muscle mass filly with Louis Waugh to drive. 2 is Roxy Hart. Mario Bayarjan sits behind this daughter of musical rhythm. 3 is Zet Athena. Sylvain Filion will drive this daughter of 6-pack. 4 is Banks a Million, daughter of the Bank, Trevor Henry to drive. 5 is Celtics White Sox. Gino Toscani will drive this daughter of 6-pack. And number 6 is Telos, a Father Patrick filly with James McDonald in the sulky. Field of 6 for qualifier number 13. Just 2 to go here on this Saturday. Starting gate making its way along as the field of 6 2-year-old trotting fillies have taken their positions. Gate will come off the turn and pick up speed for our 13th here today. So here they come, qualifier number 13, the 2-year-old trotting fillies all set. And the raw fan trotting, and Celtics White Sox follows the car forward as that one will go forward along with Banks a Million to that one's left. We'll look to cross over in front of Zet Athena. Roxy Hart unhurried to get away in 4th as Telos on the outside has one rival beat. That is Nightingale. They get towards the first turn. Celtics White Sox quickly moved over to the rail, and the 6-pack filly gets to show the way. Banks a Million is racing in 2nd. Zet Athena is spotted in 3rd. A few lengths going back to Roxy Hart, who is in fourth, as Telos settled into that fifth spot in front of Nightingale sixth. The opening quarter was 33 seconds flat. So off a 33-second opener, Celtics White Sox moves into the backstretch, and we're going to see a lead change here as Trevor Henry wasn't going to sit in second with Banks A Million, and that daughter of the bank is going to loop around to grab command. So Banks A Million with 3/8 of the mile now in the books, up to take the lead. Takes the top spot away from Celtics White Sox, who's relegated to second. Meanwhile, Zet Athena watches from in third. Then it's about 5 lengths going back to Roxy Hart in fourth. Talos is tracking that rival, and at the back is Nightingale. The half was hit in 1:03 and 3. So obviously much quicker there than the 33-second opener. We did get the lead change. Banks A Million in the debut, goes to the far turn, and coming back again is Celtics White Sox, who comes out of the 2-hole. Zet Athena is down at the rail in third. Closing in a little closer now is Roxy Hart in fourth. Then it is Talos in fifth, and sixth is Nightingale, and they end up being about 3 wide here as Celtics White Sox had to move out wide. So shooting through was Zet Athena to get the lead away from Banks A Million at 3/4 in 1:35 and 1. So a lot was going on there going to 3/4, and now getting the lead is Zet Athena, and the 6-pack filly is going to try and finish the job as Celtics White Sox, she's hanging in there and she's battling back on. At the rail is Banks A Million back in third, and then Roxy Hart in fourth. Up the rail is Talos, and at the back is Nightingale. 16th to go. Zet Athena leads it by a little more than a length and a half. Celtics White Sox was hanging in there. Not going to get any closer, though, as they come to the wire. Zet Athena takes it. Celtics White Sox was second. Banks A Million was third, and Roxy Hart was fourth. The time, 2:04.
Appropriate that 6-packs were 1-2 in a 6-pack of trotting fillies in race number 13. Zet Athena getting it done for driver Sylvain Filion, trainer Claude Cadieux, and the owner Gestion Jean-Yves Blais. This one was bred by Cosette McAvoy of New Hope, Pennsylvania. And the filly splitting rivals late, kicks home in 28-4 to hold on over a resurgent Celtics White Sox, who went a bit wide on the last turn and appeared to be kind of falling out of it, but came back on and was closing well at the end. So maybe a little bit of greenness there with that one. Banks A Million rounding out your top 3. Down to our 14th and final. We'll be back with Pacers to wrap things up next from Mohawk Park.
Winbank Farm of Canada is home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting Clyde, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Merrick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000. Information at winbackfarm.com.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
Coming back with our 14th and final this morning on the Rookie Showcase. I want to remind you, everybody watching online today, everybody that's left us a comment, whether it be today or next weekend, we're going to be drawing following next weekend's coverage for a beautiful London Classic yearling sale, quarter zip, long sleeve. It'll be nice for a cool morning like today or later into the fall.
I was going to say,
you've got
right
one,
now.
I believe.
Do, yes.
And they look sharp.
They do look sharp. Really like them. So
and green's your color.
It is.
Right?
I've been told I look good in green. So if you you want one of those, make sure you do leave a comment.
All right, speaking of green, we just saw the green and yellow colors of Jody Jamieson. He'll be involved in this finale as well. The number 4, just saw him a moment ago. Talk about a high-profile sibling going to the post here, Master of Fire. This is a full brother to the $1.5 million winner, Catch the Fire, winner of the 2020 Adio Stakes, among others. And, we'll see if this guy can live up to his famous older siblings' pedigree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a starting point, right, when you can talk about that. But a lot of the times there's been a lot of siblings go on and do very well, and he's got a prominent full brother. So here's a Captain Treacherous colt, Master of Fire, that you have to think the connections have some high hopes for. Getting a good look at him on the screen. Doug McNair does the driving. Bit of a quieter morning for Doug. A lot of his main accounts not necessarily in action, but I bet he's excited to sit behind what looks like a nice 2-year-old pacing colt here.
My first thought, too, is he kind of resembles Catch the Fire.
Yeah.
Looks to be similar in the size department. Compact, really well conformed horse, and has a nice way of going as well. Getting a look at him just in behind us now live, and I think a very striking resemblance, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised, right? Full brother. Connor B's got some pretty well accomplished siblings as well. The number 1 in the field is Big Jim Colt, brother to Jimmy Connor B, who's made close to $290,000. In fact, this one is a sibling to 3 who've made $100,000 or more. And he was a $60,000 yearling purchase last fall at the London Classic sale. We haven't seen too many Stay Hungries here this morning. Here's one of them, though, number 6, Takeout Hanover.
Yeah, and for Takeout Hanover, a $37,000 yearling comes out of the Harrisburg sale. Another one for Blake McIntosh, and this one is out of Tempest Blue Chip, and that's one that showed a little ability in the limited racing career because she only made $69,000, but she paced a mark of 49-4. So she had a real nice performance on the track before she's gone on to be what I would say a pretty good producing broodmare. 11 winners from 13 foals, and hoping to add number 12 here and take out Hanover.
Blake has been busy all day. He's got 2 more in this finale. Desiree Jones, Gino Toscani, they've had a busy morning as well. They've got the post 5 starter here, I'm a Perfect Choice. I guess kind of ironically, this one's hired by Courtly Choice. The aforementioned Blake McIntosh, of course, campaigned him throughout his career. And there's 2 by that sire in this spot today. We've seen several of them today, and they've made a good impression.
Yeah, I think so. And again, you don't always have the numbers on your side, so to me, sometimes it's a little easier to track, though, because I think if you have a pretty good success rate from a smaller group, that probably speaks volumes.
There's Tyler Borth picking up another drive. I didn't catch which one he picked up here, Mark.
I think he's going to just sit behind number 3, Courts on Fire. Jody Jamieson is driving the 2. He had 3 of them he was listed on here. Connor B's got James McDonald, and it looks like Courts on Fire. I think that was Tyler Borth.
All right, THKC Crunch. And this one bred by Tara Hill Stud, of course, with the TH moniker. Glenn Bechtel, also one of the breeders on this one. The ownership line includes Carl Jamieson and Anita McDonald from Charlottetown. So they're likely tuning in today. And this one is a good-looking son of Captain Crunch from an American Ideal mare. Post number 2 for him. There's James on the aforementioned Connor B. And James Friday Dean does the training on this one for the Trailer Park guys from right here in Campbellville. So it looks like noses are headed toward the starting gate, and the gate is in motion. It's been a really fun morning. Again, we want to thank everyone who's been tuning in today online. Viewership has been strong on all of our different platforms. Really appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all of our sponsors for making the coverage possible today. And we appreciate Mark McKelvey doing double duty today, calling the action one more time. Over to him.
Got to say, a little better doing it down here, at least when it comes to the temperature out in the fresh Saturday morning into the afternoon, but we're set to go for our final qualifier. Qualifier number 14, 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings are going to cap things off. If you're following along, a couple of driver changes. 1, Connor B will be driven by James McDonald, and number 3, Courts on Fire, will be driven by Tyler Borth. A field of 6 is lining up. Here is that field. Number 1 is Connor B, a Big Jim colt. James McDonald is in the bike. Number 2 is TH Casey Crunch, Captain Crunch colt driven by Jody Jameson. 3 is Courts on Fire. Tyler Borth drives this son of Courtly Choice. 4 is Master of Fire, a Captain Treacherous colt with Doug McNair. 5, I'm a Perfect Choice, Courtly Choice colt driven by Gino Toscani. And to cap things off, the final horse we'll meet here on this Saturday is number 6, Take Out Hanover, a Stay Hungry colt. Sylvan Filion is between the wheels. Field of 6 for qualifier number 14 to wrap things up. Baby races will continue this coming Thursday morning, June 13th, along with Friday morning, June 14th. So make a note of that. We'll be back with a couple of days of 2-year-old qualifying action coming up on Thursday and Friday. Things to kick off both mornings at 9:30 a.m. Horses for the 14th and final come to the top of the stretch. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. And on the outside, Take Out Hanover is going to swing away and charge out to the early lead, to be followed here by I'm a Perfect Choice. Down the center of the track, Master of Fire will cross over to the rail to get away in third. THKC Crunch gets away in fourth as Courts on Fire will duck in behind. And the rail starter Connor B gets away in sixth as they head on into the first turn. Take Out Hanover quickly surged out to the lead. I'm a Perfect Choice had some early speed as well. They'll sit 1-2 from the outside starting spots. The opening quarter was 30-3. So as they'll exit turn number 1, Take Out Hanover. This is a Stay Hungry colt on the lead by 2 lengths. I'm a Perfect Choice. The son of Courtly Choice is racing in second. Then we go back to Master of Fire. That Captain Treacherous colt is closing the gap in third, followed fourth by the Captain Crunch colt, THKC Crunch. 2 more lengths going back to Courts on Fire, a son of Courtly Choice. And at the back of the bus is the Big Jim colt, Connor B. They're tightly grouped here as this field of 6 nears the midway point. 30-3 was the opening panel. The half is hit in 101-4. It's Take Out Hanover leading it by a pair as they ramp things up, driving into that big far turn. Second is I'm a Perfect Choice as those two get a little bit of separation on Master of Fire in third. THKC Crunch is there in fourth. Courts on Fire and Connor B, they all look to take it up a notch now. They're halfway around the far turn. Take Out Hanover leads it by a length and a half. I'm a Perfect Choice getting the nice ride there in second. Advancing, Courts on Fire quickly sweeps up into third. Some troubles at the rail there for Master of Fire. Also following was Connor B, and THKC Crunch is back into fifth. 1:31-4 was the 3/4 time. And as they straighten out for home with the leads, been Take Out Hanover since the word go. On the outside, Courts on Fire moves into second, followed along by Connor B, looking to come up the rails. THKC Crunch to get through of I'm a Perfect Choice. Coming into deep stretch, Take Out Hanover. Courts on Fire's been chasing. Take Out Hanover goes all the way. Courts on Fire finishes in second. THKC Crunch up the wood to finish third, and Connor B was fourth. Time of the mile was 2:04-2. That doesn't seem right. I don't think 2:04-2. We'll get the correct final time shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to say for sure there had to be a timing malfunction there. They were sprinting pretty good in that final quarter. 1:31-4. If I was going to guess, I'm going to say 2 minutes.
I was thinking 2 minutes, maybe 59-4.
Yeah.
The way they were, looked like they were pacing strong.
So we'll get that corrected. We'll try and get that corrected before we finish up today, if we can get you that corrected time. But if not, check out the chart lines on Standardbred Canada and elsewhere. Nonetheless, an impressive 1-2 finish there in the finale for Team McIntosh. That's a great way to cap off the day. Take Out Hanover, good work on the front end. I thought Courts on Fire closed well, and kind of shades of his sire, Courtly Choice, with that determined chase right to the finish.
That's what I thought. I said he was chasing him down, just kind of looked like he was really digging in there, trying to get towards the leader, and got pretty close, really. I think off of fractions of 31-4 to 3/4, the leader looked well within himself and kicked home strong. Blake McIntosh has to be happy there with the 1-2 finish from his students.
Master of Fire, this one, with that kind of a pedigree, you're kind of expecting big things. He just didn't put it all together today. They'll probably go back to the drawing board. A little bit of inexperience, but I'm sure you'll see him. He'll put it together. He'll learn the ropes, I think, and you'll hear from him down the road. Third and fourth place finishers were good in there as well this morning. So might be putting you on the spot a little bit if we were going to pick kind of a first star of the day. For me, I go back earlier in the day. The good-looking Gray Sterling Choice, 58-1, tied as the fastest of the day. 2 qualifiers went in that time, and I thought in the looks department and the way he did it, certainly one of the more impressive on the day.
Yeah, and if I'm going to pick one, I'll actually go right back to the start of the day in Time Passer, as that one rallied from 5th to win, a Better's Delight colt, and just sat on the back of a rival until really halfway down the lane before flipping out and then shooting on by. 28-second final quarter. So Time Passer, that'll be, I guess, I want to say partially my first star, when overall I thought there was a lot of pretty good performances.
Yeah, a lot of really, really nice performances today. It's just so much fun to get our first look at so many of these. Now, 1 week from today, my prediction is that 58-1 will be middle of the road at best, if it's a nice day weather-wise, because I think you'll see some miles next week in that 55, 56 range, maybe even a little bit faster. Sometimes something jumps up out of the woodwork early on, but all in all, a lot of fun. Great day. Great way to kick off stake season.
Had a lot of fun down here, and I think for those of you that weren't able to be on track, and there was a really good turnout here, hopefully you enjoyed the coverage, because we're seeing the future stars of the sport right in front of our eyes, and this is always a lot of fun for the racing fans. A lot of hopes and dreams, I guess.
For sure.
Repeat what Aussie said, but we don't have the 5-second delay.
Yeah, that was another highlight of our day for sure, to have Aussie on for a quick interview during the day. Again, we want to certainly thank everybody who tuned in throughout the Marathon 14 race session today. And another huge thank you to all of our sponsors who came on board to make this coverage possible. And that's why we'll be able to be back with you next weekend, anticipating 2 days of coverage. Next be Thursday and Friday. Yes. Of next weekend. So we'll see you for that. Until then, so long. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Make sure you're tuned in tonight for the big Power Pack program, including Pepsi North America Cup eliminations. And we'll see you next time on COSA-TV.